Good poetry is a pause which feels full. Good poetry finds the fractures inside you and tells you are not broken. Good poetry wraps the feeling of meaningless inside you and tells you everything which breathes has meaning. This is Sunil Bhandari and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. And she waited for my call. We can be disinclined to words without falling out of love. Not say sorry, the way a storm is its own self in everything it pulverizes in its wake. I have woken nights thinking of her and then turned into myself to dream other things. She's in my mind, but like shifting sands. She messaged me, "Haven't you thought of me even once these past weeks?" with an emoji of a face with a single tear. And I knew what it would have taken her to show her care, her foreboding, her vulnerability, as we could never talk about permanence, hoping to just merge magically into each other. "But it hurts," she'd once said, "when I'm not the priority feeling coursing through your blood." Though she knew life's continuing overtures often took us away, though we would always be back to our clutching and comforting ways. "The problem when you don't call," she said, "is I forget things which I want to tell. For things move too fast and I don't want to change without you. For where would we be if we find each other to be strangers who we love but do not know? And you might not love the changed me." I called her and revelled in the warmth that flooded me with the familiar excitement. As I heard her toasty tone, I told her, "You know, I will love you forever, right?" I could hear her smile across the miles as she said, "I will hold that thought for the moment." Tomorrow, we knew, was another day. Belonging is a word which fills us up. It gives agency to us, a sense of community. We feel attached to kindred souls. It could be with people who we connect with because of a commonality of interests or service, in which case we would be driftwood, sailing where our proclivities take us. Or we could belong to a family which gives our heart a hearth and our souls a conviction of acceptance. This is where we return even after misbehaviour, where our warts are not necessarily ignored but are not put up as premier exhibits. But the belonging to a heart is different than anything else. Because more than acceptance, there is a sense of fusion, where the veins and arteries connect inextricably in ways that after a while one cannot make out the beginnings or the ends. Partners, spouses, lovers, friends, they are worlds, but who individually are separate universes of meaning and worth. They are the ones who go beyond being caregivers. They are crucibles, because in their melting pot our miscibility is such that though our lives' rhythms might not be determined by them, our inner worlds are. In infinitesimal ways we change with each other, we change for each other, until we overlap such that we rejoice and give hurt and take injuries, such that when we bleed, we find the blood coming out from the other's pores. We bloom together and we disintegrate together. We are both the flower and the dust. No, we are not permanent. Nothing in this ageless firmament is. But we are the best till we last. When we belong to a heart, we ironically are our best self, even as we subsume our identity and dignity and are blissful. It is not a euphoric state, but one where our sense of the moment and the truth of evanescence is enhanced by its incomparable and enduring beauty. This is Sunil Bhandari, and you were listening to Uncut Poetry. Did you enjoy what you heard? Why don't you leave a rating on Spotify or a comment on Apple Podcasts? And subscribe to Uncut Poetry on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Ghana, Overcast, or anywhere you get your podcasts. And if you loved what you heard, share it with someone you love. See you next week.